Today, we're going to see how one of my trainees got a date with a woman on a dating app with only 6 messages. And you'll see how he went from starting the conversation like this to her telling him this. But the best part is this does not require any secret formula. It's actually 4 very simple steps that he followed and you too can reproduce if you apply those steps correctly. Each one of those messages was crafted to be as simple and efficient as possible. I learned those 3 years of practice, but I want to make it simple for you today. Let's get right into it. So step 0, you want to create curiosity right from the start. And for this, you use an open loop. If you want to make a statement, you can say, "Can I be honest?" or "I have a confession to make." But here you want to ask a question, so you start with, "I have an important question for you." To which she answers, "What is your question?" And so here for step 1, you can see that it's a generic opener that I often showed on my YouTube shorts. And you can see how it is applied in real conversations. What part of my profile made you swipe right? I'm curious. I'll tell you my reasons afterwards. So here the goal is to make her invest and tell us what she finds attractive about us, or him, or me, or you. So here we can see that she says, "You are from Russia. And 2, I also like traveling and going to the gym. And I like your style." That's a lot of compliment. That's like 4 compliments in 2 messages. That's very nice. A lot of validation. We love that. It's amazing. So she gives us all this validation and we want to capitalize on it. She talked about him. Now we want to talk about both of them in the same scenario. So we're going to move on to step number 2, the we frame. Here you can see she says, "I like your style, which we will use. I already know your style would match mine amazingly well." So we put both of them in the same scenario, same context. To which she responds, "Jeez," I think she meant Jesus, "I think so too. How long have you been living in insert city?" I'm not snitching where he lives. Okay, here it's actually a danger zone. If you only respond to her question, "How long have you been in insert city?" and stay on that topic for too long by talking about your job, your studies, your whatever, and talking about boring topics, the conversation might become platonic very, very fast. And you don't want that. You want to make the conversation about both of you. So what do you have to do here? You can respond to the question one time, but then bring back the conversation to both of you afterwards. Here he responds one time, "I've been living here a few years already, came here for my PhD. That's a good DHV. It feels like home at this point. What brings you to my city?" She says, "I'm doing a traineeship at the insert the spot where she's doing her traineeship. And now it's time to bring back the conversation to both of them in the same scenario, which is a step number 3, the teaser. Here, he makes it personal and he makes it about both of them by combining the fact that she freshly arrived in his city and by putting in a we frame. How does he do that? He says, "Welcome to might be Tokyo, might be Paris, might be, I don't know, Moscow, probably. Welcome to, then I already have the best welcome present for you." That's how he puts a reframe and he puts a teaser, so teasing the date proposition. To which she responds, "I'm looking forward to our meeting." That is amazing compliance. It's very good. Here, the trap would be to ask her when she's free right away. You don't want to do that. You want to make her agree on the date once more. My personal rule is make her agree on the date minimum 2 times before asking when she's free. And that's what he's going to do by moving on to the step number 4, the date proposition. It's the same template actually as last week. It's a template that is pretty efficient, very simple. He says, "In that case, let's go for cocktails, classy bar, fun talks, and me charming you throughout the night while you tell me about." Insert one personal information that you know about her. And so here he says, "While you tell me about your most funny anecdotes as a trainee in insert the spot." And as usual, he says, "And you're going to love the next meetings even more." So here he says this to insinuate that there's going to be other meetings and it's not only a one-time thing. To which she responds, Jesus sounds very good. When do you want to meet? So now she accepts the idea of the date a second time. And it's even more than that because she actually asks, when do you want to meet? That's cool. She already wants to meet us in only 4 simple messages, like 5 messages, 4 steps. It's pretty nice. So now we're going to move on to step number 5, how to deal with the logistics. And it's actually very simple. You want to make it as smooth as possible. And for that, you do those 3 steps. Step number 1, figure out the date. Step number 2, figure out the place. Step number 3, figure out the hour. That's what he's going to do here. He says, what does your schedule look like in the near future? She says, I'm working every day from 9 p.m. to 5 p.m. What about you? I have a pretty busy week, but I'll be free this Friday after 18. So after 6 p.m. for the Americans. But I can definitely take you out on a date at that time. Okay, so she says Friday would be good. That's good. We have the day. Now let's figure out the place. We still have one very important question to answer. What is your question? Are you more of a wine or cocktail girl? She says cocktail, which is okay. Cocktail it is then. I already know the perfect bar to take you to. To which she says, perfect, looking forward to it. So now we know the place to take her to. If she asks what is the place, you can tell her the name of the bar also. That also works. Now step number 3 of the logistics, we're going to figure out the exact hour. And she does it for us. It's pretty cool. She says, would it be okay if we meet at 8 p.m.? 8 p.m. sounds perfect. And here he tells her the exact spot where they are about to meet. Let's meet at na. We'll go to the bar from there. She says, sounds good. See you later. And here you can see that she's a bit late, 30 minutes late. She says, hey, would 8:30 also be okay? Because 8 p.m. might be a bit tight for me. To which he responds, okay, no worries. That's pretty cool. And when he's at the spot, he says, I'm at na. And she tells him, yeah, me too. Where are you exactly? I'm not familiar with this place. Probably because she's brand new in the city. And she says, I'm in front of insert pub. And then they can go on a date. That was pretty simple.